As many of you well know, Greece is the place to go for mythology. A lot of their myths have influenced the entire world and transcended just their country in not only spatial matters but also in time. I feel like a lot of us have heard mythology or learned about Greek myths in school, and I'm going to tell you one of my favorites, the myth of Persephone. It starts out in a beautiful meadow. Picture flowers, rolling hills, sun on your face. Persephone is there with her friends when she becomes distracted by quite possibly the most beautiful flower she's ever seen. She goes off and splits off from her friends to go see it, and just as she's about to reach out and touch it, the ground drops from underneath her. None other than Hades on his four-horsed chariot comes up to say hello, though he's there to do more than just say hello. He is in fact looking for a new wife, and Persephone looks like just the one. Now, when you have the god of the underworld come up and tell you that he wants you to be his wife, I don't think you have that much of a choice. So, Persephone is wished away with him, screaming for help, and only heard by two minor god and goddesses. Now, these gods and goddesses keep to themselves, even as Demeter, Persephone's mom, is clearly distraught looking for her daughter. It takes them 9 days to finally muster up the courage to tell her what they saw, and when they do, Demeter is not happy to hear it. Demeter and Hades are in fact siblings, so she knows that their other sibling, Zeus, the god of pretty much everything, probably had something to do with this, so she goes to him. She throws a big fit, saying that as the goddess of agriculture and farming and all that, that if she does not get to see her daughter again, she will, in fact, stop any fruit from growing and just completely resign from her job, essentially. This troubles Zeus, obviously, so he sends Hermes down into the underworld to go tell Hades he needs to bring Persephone back. When he does this, Hermes makes his way down into the underworld, tells Hades, and Hades is like, sure, I'll let her go. But before he does this, as Persephone is getting all excited, he pops a single little pomegranate seed in her mouth. This she doesn't think much of, but when Hermes takes her up to the normal world, into Olympus, where her mother is excited to see her, she's asked whether or not she consumed anything down there. Telling the truth, she says, yeah, when I was about to leave, he popped a little pomegranate seed in my mouth. Why, is that a problem? And Demeter is very sad to tell her that that is in fact a problem, and means that she now has to live in the underworld. Since, though, Demeter threw her big hissy fit, she makes a deal with Zeus and Hades that instead of being down all the time, Persephone would get to spend 2/3 of the year up with her mother in the overworld, and 1/3 of the year down in hell with Hades. This is how the Greeks explain seasons. 2/3 of the year, crops can be grown, it's spring, summer, all the good stuff, but when Persephone goes back to the underworld, Demeter gets very sad, and she makes it winter, so that's why none of the crops grow and it gets cold and bleak and depressing. I think this myth is especially cool because it explains something that almost every single culture has tried to explain in one way or another, and I think Persephone might be a pretty accurate way to describe it. So, while we are in the warm months right now, be sure to say goodbye to her when the weather starts getting cold, and send a little thought up to Demeter as she stays without her daughter for 1/3 of the year. Thank you.